Okay, so I cannot believe that I actually figured this out. This is my first 3D ROM hack. It's definitely just a test level, but it took me a while. I did manage to watch enough videos on this tool called Banjo's Backpack and watch some things about Blender, get the right versions of everything, and kind of figure out the synergy of everything out. And I actually managed to finally make a test level. I'm pretty proud of myself. I know this is like step number. Well, I was gonna call it version 0.1 because there's so many more things that I need to figure out, and Banjo's backpack is like a huge tool. But I do want to document everything, so I'll make a quick video, and that'll be my devlog, and I'll just make like version 0.2, 0.3, or whatever. Hopefully figure out a lot of things really quickly, but I am pretty proud of myself to actually have a test level that's like playable in Project 64. It's really small. It's basically just like some blocks, but I did manage to teach myself how to like patch the objects, triangulate the faces, do a bunch of basic stuff in Blender. And I decided to make a dev name. I couldn't think of one that wasn't like already taken basically. And I was thinking of words in Project 64, and I was thinking about how much fun it is to use Game Shark for like Ocarina of Time and like fly around with Link. And then I was thinking Game Shark, Lame Shark for some reason, and that name somehow is not really taken. So there's one or two really small channels, but I thought it was a good because you got to have a developer name if you're gonna make ROM hacks, and so that's pretty much what I want to do on this channel is just put in a bunch of like test levels, and things like that. So if you like to watch that, and eventually, hopefully, I'll make a legitimate 3D ROM hack. I do kind of want to make like a giant parkour tower. I was thinking of calling it Kazooie's Birdhouse, and just having like, because a lot of ROM hacks. Okay, I'll start playing the level. Give me a second. But a lot of ROM hacks have like really corny meta humor, so I was thinking of just making like a really silly game where Kazooie gets like a new house after the game is over, but it's like ridiculously tall and Banjo's just freaking out. Because the game Banjo Kazooie has like really corny jokes in it anyway. Oops, that's the wrong one. So you can see this is a really basic level, but it's so exciting to have like the level. It took me forever to figure this out. And the video that I was watching didn't teach you how to actually like export it for some reason. So this level is in the middle of Treasure Trove Cove. So the game is completely normal. Oh, this is so much fun. Wow, this is going to be so much fun. So you can see I made like a grass, basically a square, and then I made these like kind of tree trunk kind of boxes, and then I made these stone boxes. It's like impossible to fall. Okay, there we go. So it just starts you over, but when I actually tried to make this level in the beginning of the game, like I tried to replace the first level with this map, it just crashed. I tried it a couple different times. The funny thing about doing parkour with Banjo Kazooie is this is like one of the most difficult parkour games. The physics are just kind of weird. Oh, I nailed it. So I made this like a metallic. I wanted to kind of practice doing like a transition. I think you can see some places that I didn't even patch. Obviously, I should patch that, but I wanted to practice doing like a transition. See, it's grassy at the bottom, and then there's some tree trunk kind of wooden patches, and then it moves on to stone, and then metallic. So maybe I could put the giant metallic fish here, have kind of like an industrial feel. There's a lot of cool patches from inside the fish. I'm blanking on the name because I'm just have like so many different weird buzzwords in my head that I'm trying to learn. Clanker. So there's a lot of really cool like industrial kind of like metallic, almost like the game Doom, sort of like horror game kind of patches. So there's actually a lot of patches. That was something else that I wanted to write down. Basically, I was exporting the GEOBJ and I didn't get very many images. It was kind of weird. So I wonder what that's all about. I'm using Banjo's Backpack version 2A006, Blender version 2.74, and that's all my notes. So this was really, really fun to make. I'm calling this version, I do like the name Kazooie's Birdhouse. So Kazooie's Birdhouse version 0.1 test level. Oh, that was weird. Okay. See what I mean? The physics are just weird. I like going from here to here. And since this was in the middle of Treasure Trove Cove, I did learn some of these moves. See what I mean? So that's a really good move for doing parkour. Pretty much the best, actually. You can like line up the shadow really well. Anyway, so that was really fun, and that's my dev log for my first 3D ROM hack. First Banjo Kazooie test level. There's no exit pad though, so I need to add a lot to this. I have a lot of work to do. Definitely need to add an exit pad. And maybe I don't actually. I could just keep building onto this, make this like a legitimate kind of like upwards level. And I guess figure out how to make it go to the. Oh yeah, the other thing I was thinking, maybe I could find like a Game Shark code that just gives you all of the moves and program that in somehow and just have this be like just the beginning. I was thinking of like simulating the beginning of the game. Excuse me. I was thinking about simulating the beginning of the game and just putting Banjo's house right here, Banjo's hut, and then just do like a skybox that looks like the beginning of the game or something. I don't know. And then you go up here, you start talking to people, and hopefully, I'm not exactly sure how high. I'm pretty sure since it's an extended ROM, and I've seen some really big Banjo Kazooie levels that people made. So I'm thinking I can actually make this like pretty high and pretty immersive. Maybe I could even put the entire game into here, like with all the jiggies and everything. I don't know. I'll just concentrate on making the level first and then see like what else I can fit into here. I'm not sure what the best way to do it is. I'm probably going to do a lot of reading on like forums because there's not too many videos. There's a couple really good guides for making a custom level. But as far as like an entire game, I'm probably gonna have to go on those weird like ROM hack forums. There's no more banjosbackpack.com. It's like a bigger website now. I forget what it's called, but I'll probably go to that website. Yeah, I can zoom out. So I need to finish those patchings up. I do actually really like what I've made so far as the idea of like a transition stage. And maybe I'll like extend this like stone area, make like put some Egyptian pyramids and some sand going down here. You know what I mean? Make some different themes as you go up. I was thinking of making like at the top it gets really like snowy and everything like freezes at the top. And then Banjo's like, why would you want to live here? You know, just that corny Banjo Kazooie humor. You can change the text of people really easily. That's one of the really easy things to do that I figured out. The hard part for me is Like I have no idea how to use Blender. I'm getting pretty good at it though. I think I have the volume turned off, I just realized. I have it turned on the recording. It's turned off on Project 64. And I'll just play this for a second. It's nostalgic even to play this level. It's so much fun that I made a level too. Do a nice dive over here. Nailed it. Anyway, so that's the end of my devlog. And I'll start working on version 0.2. I think next, I don't like this sound. It's really annoying when I'm trying to talk. Okay. What I'm going to do next, I think, is extend this bottom area, maybe go like downward a little bit. And I'll try to put I'll try to import my first object from the game. And I'll do Banjo's hut and his fence. And maybe a couple other objects. And then practice patching the objects from the game, which I don't think will be too difficult. So I'll make this level a little bit bigger. And that's about it. Thanks for watching.